wrist can turn in every direction. So with a small knife, quite often, I'll have to turn my wrist to make contact. And lots of times I'll make up for my lack of reach with the point attack versus a cutting attack, especially to his hands. How many of you think that feels good? He goes to cut you with a knife, and you come in here, and you stack him like that. I just did right here, the fatty part of his palm right there. That goes in, it's going in all the way. Now, these knives are very familiar to many of you. They look like a standard folding hunting knife. This is something that you can carry every day, super useful, but you can also defend yourself against edged weapons with it. Now, when I've got like a 4-inch blade, he's got a 5.5-inch blade. I know. I don't have any gloves on to protect my hand, but I'll just show you. You have to change how you fight with a short blade. I can't oppose him as easily. I'll have to take angles and move around his blade to interdict it. So my knife has to turn and move around, but you can't do it. It just takes practice. There's no free lunch in fighting, as you all know, or you should. There's nothing that you can do that doesn't take a lot of training. I wish there was a magic pill that I could give you that's instantly make you pretty good with a knife, but there isn't one. What I can always leave you with is, though, is that you cut and slash whatever comes at you. So that's all right, I'm okay right now. I'll put him off like that. If Ron's cutting me with that knife, I'll cut him, and I'm moving right away. I'm never standing still with the knife. So whatever he does, I'm going to look to cut him. There, I stuck my point in him, right there. There. When I can't reach him with the edge, I'll try to reach him with the point. Again, I move. My God made us in a marvelous way. He taught us all this articulation as he made us, okay? And your wrist can turn in every direction. So with a small knife, quite often, I'll have to turn my wrist to make contact. And lots of times I'll make up for my lack of reach with the point attack versus a cutting attack, especially to his hands. How many of you think that feels good? He goes to cut you with a knife, and you come in here, and you stack him like that. I just did right here, the fatty part of his palm right there. That goes in, it's going in all the way. It's going to go clear to the bone. He's going to go, ah, that hurt. He's going to say, I don't think I want to be here anymore. Right? So, you can use short blades. We train with all this stuff. I'll go up to slightly longer blade. He's got 5.5-inch. I got about 4-inch, 4.25-inch blade here. Now I have a little bit better chance. Just as he touched me, I cut him. And I got him with my left hand. You can use shorter blades to oppose longer blades, but I want to encourage you, just like in the gun magazines you hear articles about mouse guns, 22s and 25s not being that appropriate for self-defense. It's the same thing in knives. A 2-inch blade, a 3-inch blade, not very appropriate, not very effective. You can't get enough edge on target. It's too hard to be accurate with it. Look at it, that's a 2-inch blade. See how accurate I have to be? I have to be perfect. Life isn't perfect. So, carry the biggest blade that you can feel comfortable with. Better you carry a 3-inch blade than nothing. But I encourage you to carry a 4 or a 5.5-inch, 5-inch blade folding knife for self-defense or fixed blade. A 2-inch blade, very difficult to use it successfully. 3-inch blade, a little better chance. A 4-inch blade, now you're starting to get up to reasonable. 5.5-inch blade, in Texas, it's legal, and that's what I suggest you buy.